Hello everybody, I'm Fantastic Builder and welcome to this house building video. Now today I'm building a house in Roaring Heights called Cubed. Now this house is interesting because it's kind of like a mix between ultra modern and Art Deco. The reason I'm doing the Art Deco part of it is because I built it in Roaring Heights, so that's why. So right here I'm doing the foundation, which is very tall. It's not quite one level, but is almost a level, like one floor. And right now this is the frieze level I'm doing here, so it's got one frieze in between the first and second floor, and it's also got a frieze over half of the second floor, so that adds more detail to the house and makes it more interesting. So right now I'm just building in the second floor here, and you can see there's kind of like an interlocking part of the frieze at the bottom. You can see there's kind of like overhang type thing over there. You'll see it later. Right here I'm just doing the frieze over the second floor, and I'm just going to kind of add some more walls here, and right now I'm going to put on some stages on the roof. I like doing this, and you can see it adds some interest to the roof of the house. And right now I'm going to be painting the house, so I do a black and white color scheme because it's very simplistic, very modern, and it kind of contrasted. The two colors contrast each other very well. So you can see here I'm just doing the black and white, and that's pretty much the way the house ends up looking color-wise. So right now I'm just doing the roof, which is also black and white, and I don't do red. I do like a very light gray, almost white, but I do a very light gray. And you can see here I'm going to start adding windows in. So I go with very modern kind of slit type windows from Into the Future on the black bits, as you can see right now. I thought they were kind of interesting, so I used them on those big black things, and I used floor-to-ceiling windows on the rest of the house to kind of contrast it. So there you go, you can see that. And yeah, right here I'm doing the floor-to-ceiling windows, which you can see on the first floor, and I'm just going to wrap those around a lot of places on the house, and you can see I'm doing that right now. And yep, there's the front door, which is a very Art Deco style front door, and I do it in orange, I guess to kind of contrast the black and white on the rest of the house. And I do some windows over the front door like that, and I use the Art Deco styled windows from Roaring Heights down the side of the house here, and I also do it in the front and the back. So there's a lot of those windows in the house, but they seem to be appropriate because the house is built in Roaring Heights, and those windows came with Roaring Heights, so that's why I did it. And some big glass windows there, and I also used some glass ceiling tiles, and just to kind of make it look like the windows wrapped around under the ceiling, and some little windows there, and that's pretty much the outside. So we're moving onto the inside here, and I have a really interesting two-level staircase, I guess, because of the frieze. So you come up, and then you kind of go in a middle level, and then turn around and go all the way up to the top, as you can see. And the final house ends up having 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, so very even. Well, it's not really even. 3 is not an even number, but I mean it has just as many bathrooms as it has bedrooms, so makes sense. And right here I'm doing the upstairs floor plan, and none of the bedrooms have their own bathroom. There's no ensuite bathrooms, so even the master hasn't got one, which is kind of unfortunate, but I couldn't really figure it out in the floor plan, so it didn't happen. So right here's the first floor, and I have on the first floor a living room, dining room, kitchen, and a study, and kind of like a, I don't know what you call it, like a sitting room. I don't know, it's just like a family room type thing. It's just got a couch in it. You'll see that as we get to it. So right here is the living room, which is one of my favorite rooms in the house, sorry. And I got this really interesting blue tile going down this wall here, and I put it on the fireplace and on the columns, as you can see on the other side of the fireplace. So it turns out really cool. And the floor I go with almost is black, very dark wood, which I really like. And some paintings, and not those plants. I use some other plants which look really nice. Yeah, those. And I don't know, I just really like this fireplace wall. I think it looks really cool. And there's my little 90s television, or is that 70s? I don't know. even though this house is built like it was in a world for the 1920s, it's still got a TV and a computer because your Sims kind of need it, so I didn't skip out on that. So right here's the couch, and I have a coffee table intersecting it, which makes it kind of look like a sectional sofa, L-shaped. And I got the idea from Deligracy, and she does amazing stuff, so you can check out her channel if you have time. So right here I'm just doing some more paintings, and that's pretty much the living room, except I added in some rugs, which I really like what I did here. I have in 3 rugs, and each is a different kind of color in the middle of the rug. So I have orange, green, and blue, and I think that looks really cool. So in the back here I have a little, I don't know what you call it, a record player, and I believe we have a plant. Yes, we have a plant, which you can change the color of the leaves, which I found very interesting, but I only wanted to change the color of the pot, so there you go. So anyway, this is the dining room where I use 4 dining tables and I combine them together into one big one. And here's all the chairs which go around it. The 2 chairs in the middle, like the middle chairs on each side, aren't actually usable. So there's only really 8 chairs that you can use on this table, but it's more for looks than for usability. So I went with a orange and blue pattern, well, not really pattern, fabric on the chairs, and as you can see I do it alternating, which I thought was kind of interesting. So now I'm just going to be adding some plants, which I do in the corners, and I have these little shelves on the windowsills, like to extend the windowsills so you can kind of like put stuff on there. I have like a little, I don't know, not really statue, kind of like artwork there. And yes, I was just looking through a bunch of stuff. I found these interesting light things, which I put in the landing. You'll see that later. So I just put like a paper towel, tissues, candle on the shelving, and that little piece of artwork. And that's pretty much the dining room. I had a radio in there as well. And yeah, that's that. So this is the kitchen, which is very modern, but it's also kind of, I don't know, it's an interesting mix of ultra modern and old stuff, because I use really old appliances, but ultra modern on everywhere else. So I really like that backsplash, and I like it so much I ended up carrying it over to the countertop like that, and I thought it looked really cool. It's the same pattern I used in the living room, but instead of being blue, it's just white. So you can see there's the old appliances, and I have these really nice overhead cabinets from Into the Future, and so it's a very basic kitchen, but I really like how it turned out. So there's the sink. I also have a little island in the center, which I don't think I put anything on it, but oh, I do, a little plant pot. So some knives, paper towels, there's a dishwasher, and some bar stools, some really nice blue bar stools I put in here, and a little light, and that's pretty much the kitchen. So the kitchen also has a little eating area, which with this interesting table, and some giant chairs, you can see. So that's just like a little eating area, so your Sims don't have to eat in the giant dining room, so they can just eat in the kitchen. So there's a nice little painting, some pots and pans. I don't know what I just put there on the counter. I think it looked like a microwave. Or maybe I didn't put, I don't think I put anything. So never mind. And anyway, this is the study room. So it's a very small study, but it just really got a desk and a computer, which is all you really need. Yeah, so there's that computer, which again does not fit in with the 1920s, but your Sims kind of need a computer for fun and, you know, just to make things easier. So I threw a computer in there, and I put in 2 chairs because that sectional sofa wasn't looking any good in there. So I have 2 chairs and a coffee table and some blinds for privacy, so your Sims can work in private. And that's pretty much it. It's pretty basic. A couple plants, painting, and now we're going to be moving on to, I don't know what we're doing. I think we're going to actually do the landing upstairs. Yeah, so it looks like what we're doing, because I didn't know what to do with that other room on the first floor, so I was kind of putting it off. So right now I'm just doing the entrance to the house. Yeah, so I'm just adding in the floor upstairs. These little railings I used, they're like very minimal, which is why I use them, so it almost looks like there's no railing, even though there is, which is always useful to have railings. And so right now I'm just going to add some lights and the freeze, because the lighting is always glitchy in this game, and it always makes things look just weird, because it's like it's dark even though it shouldn't be, but if you know what I mean. So I came down here and I added in a sectional sofa in this little room, and I wasn't really sure what to call this room. It's just, I don't know, it's just like a sitting room, I guess, but with a big sofa in it. It's got a fish tank and some paintings, and pretty much that's it. So that's pretty much, I think, the first floor done, and I think we're gonna move upstairs or outside. I think I'll do the outside before I do the upstairs, to be honest, which is something I tend to do now for some reason. I like to do the outside before I finish the inside. I don't know why, but it's just something I do. So this driveway I don't know what I make it actually. Not that. I make it white. Yeah, I make a white driveway, interestingly enough. And here's the little pathways that lead to the stairs, to the house. And there's a stair there. And I'm going to add in the tile, which I really like those simple tiles, which I use actually on the ground instead of terrain paint. So there we have a driveway, and the car is right to there. Not really a 1920s car, but you know, there's just some things you have to just use your imagination for. So some bamboo trees out the front, which I originally had them across the whole front, but then it blocked the front door. So I just used on either side of the stairs. And these little bushes, trees, things, I don't know what they are, but I like them so much. I use them everywhere. And a lot of palm trees. I love the Roaring Heights palm trees, so I scattered those everywhere. And I'm also going to add in some other bits of landscaping. Not really sure. More trees. Oh, there we go. And then these big trees, which already surround the house, I added a few more of them. And then some rocks in the landscaping, and some little bushes around the front, and some little flowers, just to spice it up a bit. And now I'm going to add in some actual nice grass, because the grass was hideous on this house. It was really ugly. So I used some nice grass in the front, and some little dirt, terrain paint everywhere. And I'm also going to add in some heather, and some little blue flowers, rocks, bushes, you know, just to make it look a bit more lush. And I also add a rock in the middle of the yard with some bamboo trees and a plant. So, I don't know, just to add some interest there. Mailbox, trash can, and yeah, that's pretty much the front yard done, I think. I also added like a little plant in front of the front door, and around this fountain over here I add some plants as well, just to make it look a bit nicer. And we're heading back inside now, so setting some blinds, and now we're finally moving upstairs. So I'm just putting in some windows and wallpaper and doors. So the Art Deco doors, I use them all over the the second floor. And up here on the landing, I have a what do you call it? A foosball table, right? And I also have just like a couch, just because. So I'm adding in like these little details on the doors leading outside, and I thought they were interesting and looked pretty nice. And actually, we're going to be doing the bathrooms now, even though I didn't think we'd be doing that. Anyway, all the bathrooms in this house are the same, all the same stuff. I just copied it over. So there's really no master bathroom in this house. They're all just bathrooms. Yeah, so this is the smallest kind of bathroom. It hasn't got a shower. It has got a tub, though, and a little curtain and some lights, just spice it up a bit. I don't know. And a little, I don't know what I do there. I don't think I put anything there. Yeah, and a rug. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a very basic bathroom. All the bathrooms in the house are the same, as I said before. So they're all going to pretty much have the same kind of look and feel. So that's pretty much that bathroom done. You see, I'm just going to copy it all over to the other bathroom, which is over here. So this one has a shower, and as does the third bathroom. So 2 have showers and 1 just has a tub. And so that's pretty much this bathroom done. As you can see, that was pretty quick because I just copied everything over. And yeah, so that's the second bathroom. And right now I'm doing the laundry room, which again uses mainly the same stuff from the bathrooms, but not quite. So I'm putting in a sink, a mirror, and I believe I put in some towels. I don't put any laundry stuff like detergent because I forgot, so that's not in there. But you got like a nice laundry room there. There's the couch I was talking about, which has a nice interesting pattern on it. and my game was processing. I think I put a painting over it. Yeah, I put that over it, and that's pretty much the landing done. Yeah, so I'm moving on to the third and final bathroom, which is over here. It's very small, but it works because it's got everything you Sims would need. And so yeah, that's pretty much the bathroom's finished. So I'm just gonna add in a plant, I believe. I'm not sure what I do. Yeah, I put in a couple plants there, and I put a little plant there, and that's pretty much that finished. So this is the first bedroom, which is a very large room. Not the biggest. The master's the biggest bedroom, but it's a very nice bedroom. I really like it. It's mainly green. That's the main color in it. And as you can see, it's very modern with that modern modern bed. Sorry. And you can see it just, I don't know, I just like it. I like that wall behind it as well. Even though it's kind of an interesting pattern. It's actually wicker, I believe. But I made it green and I used it on the wall, and it actually looked very interesting. So in the side there's a desk, which I don't actually put anything on the desk, I don't think, but you know, it's there. And there's an art easel there. And I was going to put like a drop cloth down, but it was too big. A giant poster of some lady. I don't know who she is. Just some famous sim, I presume. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. It's a pretty basic bedroom. It's very large, though, so I got a lot of stuff in it. So yeah, a little piece of artwork, and that's that. So this bedroom has actually a Murphy bed in it. So that fills up this wall where I just was painting. It's a very small bedroom, and I actually don't know if the Sims can get into the bed because there's not a full square on either side of it. So if they can't get in the bed, you can always replace it with another bed. So that's not really a big deal. But anyways, a giant dresser in there, and I believe I put a chair in for sitting, and that's pretty much it. It's a pretty small, basic bedroom, but you know, it would suit all your Sims needs. So finally, am I going to be moving to the master? I'm not sure. I'm doing some railings actually, and yes, here we go. The master bedroom. It's kind of basic. It's a little bit empty, you could say, but it's got 2 dressers and a 4-poster bed on a stage, which I think looks very fancy. So you can see here, there's the bed, and no, I just really like it. I use this light wood on it, and there's the dressers, as you can see, are armoires. So I'm also going to put in a couple plants and a couple chairs, and I think I put a little table between them as well. Yes, I do. So that's pretty much that little side of the bedroom done. I don't know if I do much more in here. It's a very basic bedroom. Yeah, I think that's really it. I put some blinds in the windows as well, but I don't really go into that much detail with this bedroom, but you know, it turned out all right, I think. Yeah, so here's all the blinds that I just put on all the windows, and I'll put in some lights, and that's, I think, the house, inside of the house finished anyway. So we're going to be moving to the backyard shortly. Yeah, here we go. It's got 2 pools, interestingly enough. One is raised up, as you can see, with the level of the house, and the other is at the bottom, which I found very interesting. And I also put in windows on the upper pool, like that, which looks very nice, I think. So, like, if you're swimming in the upper pool, you can look through the windows into the lower pool, which I find very interesting. So right here, I'm putting in some rocks as like a retaining wall, because the lower pool is not actually on ground level, it's a bit lower. So I just used a bit of rocks around the place to make it look nice. So you can see that taking a little bit of time to add in some rocks. I think that turned out pretty nicely. And right now I'm just going to be changing the colors inside the pools. So the lower pool is, I think, black with a white tile on the top, and the upper pool is white with a black tile at the top, which I thought was very interesting. And there's a diving board at the top, and just some more landscaping to go around the house, because it kind of needed that. So you can see there's some plants, some trees, and yeah, so I'm just going to add in some little pathways here and there, and a little railing around the top so you Sims don't fall off to their deaths, and some outdoor lighting. So everybody, we're nearing the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed, And if you want to follow me on Twitter and Facebook, there's not Facebook, I'm sorry, Twitter and Google Plus. There's links below. And I hope you enjoy, and as always, have a wonderful day.